play nerd. I play nerd.
Get those wonderful toys.
Welcome to the I Play Nerd toy unboxing and review. This time we have the Mattel Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, New Eternia, Flying Fist He-Man. I've wanted this figure for a long time, but couldn't really justify paying the regular price, which is roughly 22, 23, 24 bucks. But I did find it on sale at Amazon for, I'd say about 50% off, or maybe even less than 50% or less than half the price that you pay in normal stores. So I definitely had to pick it up. So anyways, let's take a quick look at the packaging. Now, Masterverse figures are different than some of the other figures I reviewed because their packaging is so much better. It just has nostalgia art on there, so it looks like the 80s stuff. This is kind of new to more recent Masterverse figures, where the art is pretty well prominent on display on the packaging itself on the front too, which kind of covers up some of the toy itself, so you can't really see too much of the details, which is kind of a bummer, but at least you get pretty cool art. And it does extend over into the sides. Look at that. It's pretty cool looking He-Man. And you get, hey, the Sorceress wearing all pink. And part of Eternia right there. And on the back, of course, you get a load of a cross-sell. Here at the bottom, you get some information on the story, which doesn't really tell you shit. But if you want to read it, there it is. You get a picture of the figure. You get some pictures of the weapons. One thing to note, spoiler. That's going to be a spoiler. I'll let you guys know when we come to it. But kind of something fans have been complaining about is that the head sculpt of He-Man does look a little wonky. I feel like it's imperfect for some reason. Masterverse can't really get a good-looking He-Man head, or very few He-Man head faces look okay. And this one's kind of looking like he's smelling a fart, so definitely a point of improvement that they could be making for these Masterverse figures. All right, enough of the packaging. Let's bust open He-Man. And here is Flying Fist He-Man out of the box with everything that he comes with. Let's take a look at his accessories. First off, the hands that come attached to the figure upon opening are regular flesh-colored hands that you can use to hold something. He does come with two alternate hands that are made in a fist position. Let me get the camera. Let me get the light on there. These look like pretty much look like Infinity Gauntlets without the Infinity Stones, the Infinity Gems, where he's making a punching fist. He does come with a shield, which you can see he does have the straps on the back, so you can put it on his arm. It has this spinning thing, which is actually very cool, very fun, very reminiscent, very nostalgic of the 1980s Motu classics from 1980, whatever it was, 1984, 1982. That's cool. It also comes with this spinning thing, spinning weapon that kind of looks like a gun, but it's not really a gun. It's got a handle. It attaches to his arm. There's a little clamp there. It's got this like pokey thing, so there's a sharp edge right there. And it's got like these bolos attached to it, which spin also, which is also very reminiscent of the original figure from the 1980s. That's pretty fun. I think it comes with this red thing. Now this actually goes on the back of his armor, and this kind of replicates. And I'll show you guys later. I'll actually bring out my Motu Origins Flying Fist He-Man. This replicates because in the original version and in the Motu Classics that came out a couple years ago, it had an action feature where you twist it and that made his weapons fly around. It was pretty cool. What it also did on this part is that it gave you, did I put it on right? Maybe it's upside down. Yep, I had it on upside down, I think. Either way works. It also gave you storage for his weapons, so you could actually take his little bolo gun thing and connect it to the back, so you could walk around with it and spin it on his back if you want. See, that's pretty fun. And that's it for his accessories. let's take a look at the figure itself. As I mentioned before, his face is not the best, but it is what it is. The figure itself, the armor's got some marbling. Of course, it's not going to be the vac metal like we had in the original, which is kind of a shame, but we know that adds a lot to the cost. He does have kind of the standard belt. He does have this He-Man furry underwear, but he does have something in front, which kind of has like a little, called a dick flap. It even looks like he has a wiener hanging off there. You see it? His little gold wiener. The armor itself, gray, has some marbling on it. There's some pretty good detail. You can see some lions, or at least a lion head right there in the middle. And then on the sides, this is almost reminds me of Thundercats. But he's got a lion. I don't know if that's a lion or a panther or a tiger, something like that on his shoulder. Actually, on both shoulders. On the back, more of the marbling gray. Very nice gold trim along the armor. Plus his gauntlets here on his wrists. Boots look good. Nice and like a silvery gray with gold trim. Pretty damn good. Now, one thing I hinted at the beginning, I should have talked about this when I was talking about the accessories, is that when he does come with some cool stuff, he does not come with a sword. This is a He-Man figure that does not come with a sword. That's a big sin in my book. I feel like every He-Man character should come with a sword. I believe the Motu, the vintage one, came with a sword. The Motu Origins Flying Fist He-Man came with a sword, so it's just natural that a He-Man action figure should always come with a sword. Whether it comes with a battle axe or a bolo gun or flying fists or thunder punch action or battle damage armor, he should always come with a sword. This one doesn't, so that's kind of a disappointment. Let's play around with the accessories here. So let's take off his hands. Come on, bitch. Let's take that off. Let's put on, oops, he fell off. Put on. Let's put on his Infinity Gauntlets here. There's one. This came off. Let's put this back on. There you go. Let's get in there. There you go. Had to hear that pop. Did you hear this pop too? There you go. See, there he is. Now he's ready to throw some hands. Catch these hands, Skeletor. I am not a big fan of that because I want him to be able to hold his accessories. So let's pull these guys back off. I forgot to go over articulation, so I'll do that real quick. Oops. Once I pop back to high. All right, hands back on. Our articulation. Head is on a ball joint, so he looks up and down. His hair, his little mullet does get in the way, so he can't really look up that high. Arms. There's going to be some limitations because of the these little wildcat shoulder pads, but he does move. Actually, he does move up as he moves his arms up. So they move out to the side. They move up and down. There are pinless, double jointed elbows. Look at that, McFarlane. He does have wrist articulation. It is a little restricted though because of his wristbands here, his little gauntlets. He does a split like Jean-Claude Van Damme. You can upskirt him if you want. His legs move back. His leg articulation is a little restricted also. He does go to the front that far. In the back, he has a pretty strong badunkadunk. You can't do a full back motion. He does have thigh cut right there. He does have double jointed, pinless knees. Look at that, McFarlane. And he does have ankle articulation. He goes up and down. twist. Nothing at the toes though. On the arms, I forgot that he has those biceps swivel right there. So pretty good when it comes to articulation. Let's play around with them. Let's see. One thing I did notice when I was first opening them up, it is very difficult to get his shield on his hand. See right here, I can't seem to get this front strap into his hand. Oh, wait a minute. Bullshit, I just did it. Fuck you. Look at that. It took a little effort, but I got it on there. Boom, wee. We're having fun. Look at that. Look at that. And then we could put the other one here. He can hold his little bolo, puts it on his hand, and then of course you connect a clamp to his forearm. There's a clamp on his forearm. And you got him with his spinning shield and his spinning bolo gun. Whee! And if you really want to, so you can replicate the old action figure, you could take this little hook, put it on the back. Now there is articulation at the waist. Didn't mention that earlier. I don't think there's an ab crunch, at least not much of one. Actually, his armor would get in the way of the ab crunch. But you could replicate. Oh shit. Oop, gotta pause this. Alright, so I was playing with my toy and I almost lost this red accessory. But like I said earlier, well, now I'm going to be a little more cautious with this. You could gently replicate the action feature of the Vintage and the Motu Origins figure. This does look pretty cool. But once again, definitely needs a sword. Alright, let's play around with them some more. One thing I did notice that you can do, and you can do it pretty easily, is that, let's see if I can take his, I kind of hold his shield, but can I get him to let go of his shield? That's another thing. Come on, He-Man, let go of the shield. There you go, good boy. Alright. You look at his armor, you can disconnect it pretty easily, just like that. And then you're going to have to pop off his head, so you can pull off the armor. Hey, there's his ab crunch. And now you have a shirtless, super sexy Magic Mike He-Man. Look at that. Look at that coming at you. Ooh. Abs for days. So if you want to get shirtless, maybe Tila's around and it's time to shred his stuff, you can pull off his armor. Now, looking at the armor, let's see. I think I heard that you could take off. Maybe not. I thought maybe the lines, the shoulder lines come off. I might just end up breaking it. Let's play. Maybe not. I don't know if I want to test it. I might pull it off and then not be able to put it back on. All right, let's put it back. Let's put the armor back on He-Man. It's pretty simple. Pop off the head. Put the armor back on. 2 points of where it snaps to connect. There's one. Pretty simple right there. And here is the other piece where it connects. There it is. Pop his head back on. And I want to put him. Let's see if I can get his shield back on. Come on, He-Man. Hold your shield. This is hard to do on camera. There it is. Good boy. And hold his bolo weapon. And there he is. Let's put his weapon up. He does look cool. Fine fist He-Man. Stand. All right, I decided to bust out one of my spare Masterverse He-Man swords just so I could have, so I could see what he looks like holding one, and he does look pretty cool. Let me put this guy back on. Okay, he does look cool with the sword. If I display him, I'll probably have him with the sword somewhere, even though he's not, even if he's holding his bolo weapon here. But that's it. Oh, am I putting this thing on right? Why do you keep falling off? So for a little comparison, I brought out my Masters of the Universe Origins version. This is the one that was released a few years ago, and not vintage one. When I was a kid, I don't think I had the vintage one, so I was really stoked when I got this guy. He has the vac metal. He has vac metal armor. He has a vac metal on his shield. He has vac metal on his bolo weapon thing. And here you can see, let me take off his gun. You can see the little back thing he has on here. Hold this. Because this guy has action features. Wow, see? You turn around. He hits you with a bolo weapon. Or his shield that spins. And this is the little thing they use to use your thumb to initiate the action feature. And that's what they're replicating back here. Let me get this guy out. I'm going to end up losing this thing. That's what you get when you put this little doohickey back here. Why is it red? I do not know. I think I'm sliding it all the way down. Close enough. So that's what you're replicating here. See, that's fun. So let's put these guys together with their weapons in their hands. Some people have decided to have his spinny thing go on the outside, so they put him on the other hand. But I keep it real. I keep it original, like it's intended to. Why they decided to put it on the inside, who knows? It might have been a mistake. Here you go. We have Motu Origins He-Man with Masterverse He-Man. Whoops, he's doing a freaking exorcist thing. There you go. This has action feature. This one, you just pretend it does. So that's fun. They fight. Let's have them fight. I'm He-Man. I'm He-Man. This guy's a real loose head. Boom, boom, boom. And that's going to do it for this toy unboxing and review of the Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Eternia Flying Fist He-Man. I think this toy is great for the price that you get, given, you know, you're going to get some flaws. He does have a derpy face. You're not going to get the vac metal weapons, the vac metal armor, but you kind of expect that. I'm not going to be doing anything with these alternate hands that look like stoneless Infinity Gauntlets. They're probably just going to go in storage with some of my other He-Man accessories. It is definitely worth it if you have an extra sword, just because I like to have the option of storing his bolo gun thing. Get on there, bitch. There you go. And putting the sword in his hand because he is He-Man. He does need to always have a sword, maybe even a battle axe. I prefer that he always has a sword and sometimes a battle axe and a shield. So he actually looks really cool like that. That's it. I have the power. Smell you later.